everybody, Dave Nasty over here at Epic Guitar Instruction. How you doing? We're going to have a fun time today. We're going to work with a really cool song, one of my favorite thrash metal songs. We're going to do Slayer, Angel of Death. So, reason why I chose this one is I think it's going to be a good way for us to work in the right hand. You know, we can learn some pretty simple things with the left hand. Some basic power chord kind of movement. One thing that is really important to know is that these dudes are actually tuned down a half step on the record, and we're in standard tuning for right now. So I want to make sure and point that out so that way it's pretty easy in case you try to play along. But the thing that we're going to get out of this, like I said, is some really cool classic riffage with the left hand, some quick motions with the right hand, and not a lot of parts, so we'll be able to have a good time. Let's get started with this. So the thing that we have to really accomplish and be good at or get comfortable with is this fast motion with our right hand. So I'm going to form an E power chord, and I'm just going to kind of talk about what happens to execute this in a fast way. So if I turn this way just a little bit, you can kind of see that I'm palming here, right? I've got this part of my hand resting nice and easy on the guitar. If I go this way, you can kind of see it's more here. I do have my pick tilted at an angle. Sorry, I'm just getting started today, people. So I've got my first finger pulled in and my thumb is nice and bent. So I can cross and I stay right on the tip of that pick. Now, I gotta say, you know, in regards to Slayer, I was really lucky. A buddy of mine is their stage manager, and I got a chance to watch these dudes warm up before their show, and they would just sit and kind of walk around and do these different motions of various rhythms that they had going on in the show. So if you need to warm up and not worry about what the left hand's doing, that's a great way to practice. You can just kind of kick on a metronome and get used to that crossing. And just really work in your 16th note rhythms. So we're going to stab a couple of power chords as we go about this, and one of them is going to be F. That's pretty easy. We can fret that power chord, as we know, a lot of different ways. We could go this way. I can have my pinky there. I can use just my pinky, but the point is I'm going to have an F and an F sharp, and I'm going to use that while I play my fast rhythm, so it's going to go just like this. Then watch this. Fretted, open, fretted. That's going to be an A. A flat or 5 to 4 with a power chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Way to count that. It's pretty easy to understand. It's just really one of those things where we just gotta go as fast as we can with the right hand. Now, for some of you that aren't used to this, by all means, you might even get used to it by using your arm a little bit. And I think that's kind of how I learned how to do some of this stuff. And it's not necessarily the best way, but it'll get you there, you know, to kind of get you started. And you just try to kick that arm up as fast as you can. I mean, let's look at the difference this way. If I'm more arm and not so much wrist. It's important to address. Jeff Hanneman used a lot of arm. Kerry King used a lot of wrist. So that you get kind of an arm thing this way, kind of a wrist thing this way. I started with the arm, and then it gravitated to being more wrist as I got more comfortable by playing tunes like this. So we have. And then we're going to hit an F chord, and we're going to stab it and stop really quickly by putting our right hand down and muting on our sound. So that's going to be pretty cool. That's the beginning of the song. Now I'm going to talk about what happens in the next part, really easy, by chords. Then we'll plug in our fast rhythm. So we have E chord, E flat chord there on the first fret with my root opening on the 5th string. Go back to an E. I'm going to fret the 1, the 4th fret, back to 1, and I'm going to go back to that E chord. So I have. That's the way we're going to kind of work through these. And as far as soloing goes, because these are sometimes new things for us and we need a little bit of help and guidance, we have all the things that you need. Actually, in that YouTube text box that you see below is a really great link. If you click on that link, what you'll get is a free video and coinciding ebook that's not available for the YouTube fans out there, but what you get is a cool book on how to solo. So we're out there to offer some extra information. All you gotta do is click on the link, you'll get a free book and video that shows you all the scales, all the different shapes of the scales, the different modes, and some various techniques that you need with pentatonic scales and diatonic scales, all that stuff, all that terminology that you hear from time to time. We've put it together in a nice, really easy video, and all you got to do is click on that link and it'll get you started. Now, when we play this doesn't change. What changes is afterwards. Now, we can do this like this. This is the best way to execute this. We're going to do power chords on the 4th string. Now, I don't want to disguise it by using my pinky. If I use my 3rd finger, you can see it maybe a little bit better, but I'm going from the 3rd fret there all the way up to the 6th fret. I'm going to go back to this. Then I'm going to go again. And now I go up here and I go 7 to 8. So the difference is this. So the tag, or the little tail end there, is the only thing that changes, but all that other part stays the same. Now we have to keep that fast rhythm going on the low E string in amongst all of that, so that's going to give us this kind of sound. You hear how I kind of accent those and make them a little bit more aggressive. And that's going to take care of us for our verse. It's really great to play, pretty easy to understand. Really cool to play. Again, it's a, something with your right hand. You might have to stretch it out from time to time as you go through a song like this. But this builds stamina, and the more comfortable your right hand is, the easier it is to play these things. And a lot of times we have to have these helpful songs to play these quick, these quick kind of thrash metal songs. So let's go through the next part. The next part's going to be a chromatic riff that starts off the 1st fret, and I'm going to cook up my right hand here. You kind of see how that's working there. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. Power chord on the 2nd fret. All the while I'm moving my right hand pretty quickly. And that's going to take us back to the beginning of the song. So we've all of a sudden have 3 parts that are pretty fancy. I'm going to play them a little bit a piece here, just back to back, so you can kind of hear them in context. Then we'll learn the really cool breakdown that comes up in the middle of the song. So from the beginning. Getting tired, but we're having fun. We're just kind of cruising through everything. The breakdown. This is where everybody gets a little bit of a break with the right hand, and they're kind of happy about this. So this is going to be some nice hammer-on and pull-off chromatic motion that starts from the 7th position on the 5th string. Now notice I have some repeating low strings after the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And then I have 1 note between each of those. Now we have a pretty bizarre shaped riff that comes up. One of my favorites. Look at this weird riff. So I have 6, 7, 6, 5. I'm going to connect it with, which is 6, 7, 8, 7, and I'm going to jump up to 9, play one that is shaped like the first guy. So in my head, I don't know why, I kind of view this like a check mark. Kind of outlines that shape there. Connected with, and we're good. So I added added a note there just for fun. It's jazz. We just made it jazz there all of a sudden. So at the very end, let me clean that up. All right, little save there. If we have a bit of a comedy moment, he doesn't have to edit as much, and it makes it easier for him, so that's good. Okay, so that's the breakdown from there. We've got 4 parts, or we have 4 parts, and I think we're going to be pretty good to go. There's something else that's easy that happens, and I'll break that down. Once we cover this, we've got all the really good components to the tune. So check this out. This is going to be driving from an E to an F and then back to an E. From there, I'm going to quickly go from that E to an A, then to a B flat. And that'll give me this. So again, F, E, F, E, A, B flat. That'll get us to that part just fine. There you have it, everybody. Those are the components to Angel of Death by Slayer. I think this is a good song to play because, as I said already quite a few times, it gets your right hand kind of going, and that's pretty important. And it's hard to find the ones that are not necessarily too tough to understand, but will really teach you quite a bit. So please, everybody, enjoy what we have given you today, and do me a big favor, click the like button and subscribe to this channel. We really want your feedback, so if you could just do me 3 quick favors, that would be awesome. Subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the video. Give us some feedback, because here at Epic Guitar Instruction, we're here to help you, and we want to give you everything that you enjoy, and we want to react to your feedback. So please give it to us, and I will see you next time. Epic Guitar Instruction.
Look how excited Miles is about that Slayer song.
Miles, it's fast. You want to go fast this morning, Miles?
Calm down. What do you think?
Not so fast for Miles today.
He didn't have his coffee yet.
He didn't have his coffee. Miles, I did, though. I did.